I'm going to show you today exactly how I made just north of $8,000 trading Google using a pyramid strategy and debit spreads. You don't need a ton of money to do this, and it's a really, really powerful thing. Calvin Williams here, pro trader from Real Life Trading. I'm here in beautiful Kyoto, Japan, and one thing I love about trading is it affords you a life you wouldn't otherwise be able to have. What I mean by that is you can take your profits, travel to beautiful places like this, and really enjoy your life. So here we go. So before we get into this, I did want to show you this quick proof that this is an actual trade. This is my TraderSync account. I sync all my brokerages and accounts to this. I just started using it recently. It's pretty cool. But you can see right here that this Google trade, in fact, was real. I made $9,117 on it. You can see all the different transactions of the calls that I bought. And yeah, I mean, this app's really cool. It gives you kind of data on your trading. You can come up here into reports and just kind of see your percentages on winners, losers. You know, are you better shorts, longs, I don't know, tons of data here. Check it out. But I just wanted to show you this because, you know, I got a lot of hate the last time I did this, and I don't really know why. I was showing you guys the pyramid strategy in these two videos I've clipped at the top here. Some of you said the strategy was garbage, but here you go, making money on it. Nothing's really changed. I was talking about running pyramids on big Mag 7 stocks, you know, a few months ago. So this is it in real life. Okay, so this is another website I use. It's called Edgeful. Really cool. Gives you a lot of data on the market. And I use this in the analysis of this trade. So basically what I do is I select stocks, and then I go to indicators. Then I ran over here to SMA, and then I threw in the ticker, which is Google, and I selected the last 2 years of data. Now what this is going to give me is a bunch of really cool data on, you know, what is the average number of bars that get thrown in when we cross down below the 100-day. So in this case, this is really useful because I believe the number was 23. So if I count these out from here, the close below the 100 all the way to here, that's 22 days. So around here, I'm like, okay, a bounce is coming probably soon. It doesn't have to. You can see that actually 82 is the max bars down, but on average, it's around 22, and sure enough, 5 days later, we started to bounce out of here. So it just helps me, I guess, get a little more conviction on the trade. So check out Edgeful. It's really cool. So without further ado, let's get into the analysis of this trade in TradingView and TOS. All right, guys, welcome. I'm going to show you exactly how this strategy works. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off the screen. Don't want to get ahead of myself here. And basically, guys, what we're looking for here are either the 100-day or the 200-day moving average. You're going to be drawing a pyramid over one of the two. In this case, I'm looking for a bullish setup, right? Because we're over the 200. I'm thinking we're going to come up, kind of retest this area, get a nice double bottom, then come up to the 100 where I'll take it off. Now, some of you might be asking, why aren't you going to do an inverted pyramid here? Well, as long as we're above the 200 on a Mag 7 stock, I'm typically bullish. Now, if price had come all the way down here and we were coming up into the 200, yeah, I'd look for an inverted pyramid. But in this case, I am looking bullish. These stocks are kind of built to go up over time. Now, first thing you're going to do is draw a pyramid over that 200-day moving average, with the average kind of in the middle, right? Now, you might be asking, well, how do we determine the size of the pyramid? Well, I'm looking for strong support at the bottom of the pyramid. So if I come back here, you'll see that we had support at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. So that's kind of the bottom of my pyramid, which is also the 150 level, pretty strong. Once I got the bottom, it's pretty easy to determine the top because, well, the red line's got to be in the middle, right? So once you do that, we're going to draw these load levels. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. This is the whole concept of the strategy. I call it the 1-1-2 pyramid because we're using fib numbers. And basically the fib sequence is just a number with the back number added creates the next number. So 1 plus 2 equals 3, 2 plus 3 equals 5, and so on and so forth. Now, when we first started this video, you saw I had a little danger level drawn. I always draw this, and I keep in mind that there might be levels below my pyramid that also need to be touched. So we have this pretty big gap right here. And I typically draw the danger zone half the size of the height of the pyramid. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what happened on this play. You're going to pull up Thinkorswim. go on demand, reset all this value over here. And you can do that by clicking this little button right here, and you're ready to go. So on this day here, August 22nd, near the close, we touched that $1,000 level. All right, so we're going to come over here. We're going to go to August 22nd, near the close, right? I'll do 5 minutes to the close, and we're going to wait for that to pre-buffer. We're going to come into our options chain, and what strike are we selecting? So in this case, I want a strike that's near the middle of the pyramid, or that moving average. At this time, it's near 155, but when price finally gets up into the more into the middle here, it's going to be closer to 160. That's really up to you guys which one you want to pick. I picked 160 for this. So 160, and then I want to change this to a 10 wide strike. Okay, 10 wide. Now these are priced at 550 right now. It's $1,000 load, so I can buy about 2, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. If it doesn't fill right away, you know, this is a simulated experience right now. You can just bump this by a few cents, and then it should fill. Cool. All right, so we're in this now. Let's go ahead and go forward in time. So on this day right here, which is August 29th, we touch the next load area around 3. So I'm going to go to the 29th. I'm going to change this to 3 o'clock. And once we do that, I'm going to go ahead and purchase. I'm going to change this to purchase. 2 more. So another 478. That's about 2 more I can buy. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in those. All right. Moving right along. Let's just see what happens next on this trade. And bang. On September 3rd, near the close, we're at that 2,000 level. So, pretty easy. Just moving to the 3rd, near the close. I'll do 5 minutes to the close. All right. So, we're going to come in here, and we're going to buy now 2,000 worth. So, 344, I think that allows me to buy, what is that, guys, 6? Yeah, that's about 6. So, I'm going to buy those. And once again, if it's not filling right away for you, just bump this by a few cents. Bam. All right, we're filled on that now. Cool. See what happens now. Yikes. Okay, on this day, your entire pyramid is filled. Now, we touch this next level at 10:15, and this is the 6th. So I'm going to come in here to the 6th. At 10:15, and I'm going to buy now 3,000 worth. 3,000 at 3, what is that? 11? Let's see. Yeah, that's 3,100. That's pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. And then the last load was pretty much at the close, 1545, we touched it. So I'm going to come over here, change this to 1545. And we'll go ahead and press go. And this last load is going to be 5,000 worth. So let's see what they're trading at here. Just waiting for that pre-buffering to finish up before it gives me an accurate price. Okay. They're trading at $2. So what is that, guys? 5,000. Is that 25? It's about 24, actually. Cool, so I'm going to buy those. So at this point, the entire pyramid is filled. Okay, you can see here. The entire pyramid is filled. Now, what do we do in the danger zone? Let's see if we even get into the danger zone, right? So, next day, we in fact get into the danger zone. Now, let's just go ahead and look at, you know, what the danger zone is comprised of here, right? So, when you're in the danger zone, you have a couple options. Option 1 is you do nothing. Okay, you just hold, you see what happens with the trade. Option 2 is you add one more leg. Now the next leg would be 8,000. So in this range, you would add another 8,000. Some of you are like, ooh, I don't really want to add that much more risk. What I like to do is I'll come down here to Thinkorswim, and I look at kind of what's the situation. So let me just move ahead one day now to September, what is that? September 9th, and we'll come to right around here around 15, so 3 o'clock, okay? That was sort of near the bottom of the day. On the 9th. Okay. So let's see the situation right now with my trade. Just waiting for this to update, pre-buffering. Okay, so you can see here that we're down 6,000 on the trade. On a $12,000 load, that's about half. And some of you might be like, damn, down 50%, I probably would just cut it. I probably would just cut it. Now, I don't like to cut it until there's a bounce. So some of you might think I'm crazy, but actually, if I was going to get out of this trade, I need to see it go all the way through the danger zone, and then when it bounces back up, that's where I cut it at 50%. I don't want to cut it before the bounce. Why? Because this is oversold. And if you look at on the RSI, if you look at Google historically, whenever we're oversold in the RSI, down in the 20s, it's like 25, we always get like a 6 to 10% bounce. So I don't want to sell it when it's about to bounce, if that makes sense. So what I like to do though, in this danger zone, is I like to look at the short leg right here, okay? So you can see we're up 4,000 on this short leg, and we're about halfway through the danger zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy back half of those since we're halfway through the danger zone. So I'm gonna buy back about 22 of these, okay, at 54 cents. So I'm basically collecting 2,000 right now, $2,000 worth of gains. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to buy that back, and I'm immediately going to put that into the long strike. So I'm now going to buy 2,000 worth. So at 186, I can probably buy, what, 11? Let's see. Yeah, it's about 2,000. So I'm going to add those. Okay, so now you kind of have this offset thing. At this point, your P&L is going to start to look a little weird. I would just resort back over to here to this. So my net liquid, 93,000. I'm down about 6,600 on this trade. So now I'm going to go forward in time. We're going to see what happens. Next day, inside day. Let's see what happens after that. Okay, hammer, starting to look good. The next day, we're starting to pop. So let's go ahead and take a look at where we're at now. So let's go to September 12th near the close. September 12th near the close. And once again, we're going to look up here in the top left, right? Let's see how this changes now that we started to bounce out of there. Cool, so we're actually up 1,000 now, okay, on this trade, which is pretty cool, right? Just that little bounce, we're already up 1,000. Now, because we did go down to the danger zone, we got so far past the 200, this is going to start to act as resistance. So the next day when we come up and we touch it, you can see that, right? We touched it. Let's see what time we touched it. We touched it around 10:30. 10:30, 10:45. We'll call it 10:30. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, what day was this? This was the 13th. Friday the 13th. 10, we'll just split the difference. We'll call it 10:30, 10:40, 10:35. How about that? Okay, and we're going to see how this changes now. So at this point in time, we're up $7,500 on the trade. Okay. So what I would do at this point, guys, and this is sort of the order I do it, okay, is I would go ahead and close 90% of this trade. Now we have 56, right? So I'm basically going to leave 5 or 6 runners. So I'm going to go ahead and close. I'm going to buy back all these. I'm going to close all these. Okay. And I'm going to sell 50 of these. I'm going to leave 6, okay? All right. So I've got 6 on. I've collected about 7,300.
And we're going to just see how the rest of this played out. I would say my extended target is up here. Next day, another green day, gap up. And here's where we are currently on this trade. So let me just go to that. The 20th, near the close. It's going to buffer. Give it a sec, give it a sec. 8,742, okay? And we're just letting those run. They should push even more. I mean, this trade might end up being close to 10K if it gets all the way up here. So guys, that's how I did that. Like I said, that little buyback, the short leg trick is really cool because you're basically playing with the house's money, right? You're playing with money you made off of your short call on the way down. So it's just a really cool way to load without adding any more of your own capital, right? Because if you would have added more of your own capital, you're going to have to buy $8,000 worth more of debit spreads in this area. So anyways, that's exactly how I did this trade. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, follow me and follow Real Life Trading for more. I'll try to drop more awesome content for you guys soon. In the meantime, going to enjoy Japan, and I'll see you guys back here next week for the live streams. Bye-bye.